Now demonstrate the preparation and configuration of a mobile worker remote access solution. We will use a simple scenario to illustrate a task-oriented approach to an implementation plan, focusing on the configuration of network elements such as routers. Remember, according to our previous lesson, there are several items and components that require careful planning. We must consider the choice of VPN solution, IPsec or SSL VPNs, and also the security around the VPN in terms of endpoint security. Firewalls, IPS, and other endpoint security controls must also be considered. The remote telecommuter will require local services to facilitate the VPN connection. You must think about deploying wireless services, 802.1x authentication, and other local services. Again, quality of service is crucial, as well as a comprehensive management strategy that provides for automated, centralized, and policy-based management. The Cisco EasyVPN strategy is a solution to all three questions. We will use it and demonstrate it in this lesson. For this particular demonstration, we will focus on specific areas of the solution that are configured in our head-end VPN router. This VPN router is known as the Cisco EasyVPN server in Cisco EasyVPN terminology. It contains the bulk of the remote end configuration and downloads the policies at the moment of connection. That remote end, the device used by the mobile worker, is known as the Cisco EasyVPN remote in Cisco EasyVPN terminology. The Cisco EasyVPN remote device uses an IPsec VPN tunnel to connect across a public network. We will take a look at the steps necessary to configure the VPN router. IPsec configuration details are out of the scope of this lesson. We will focus on identifying the presence of the IPsec VPNs in the router's configuration. We will also focus on provisioning and tuning services around the VPN, such as routing and network address translation. In browsing through these configuration steps, you can see the backbone service is a remote access IPsec VPN, based on the Cisco EasyVPN architecture. As shown in Step 1, we need to allow IPsec traffic through the firewall, or allow it on any other access control mechanism that the Internet Edge router most likely already has. Building around the VPN service, we will continue our configuration by defining components that deal with routing and addressing. That is why our second step is to define address pools for connecting clients in the private network. Those address pools are to be used as part of the VPN configuration. The third step is to verify VPN configuration and operations. Again, we will not configure the IPsec VPN. However, we will look into a few verification commands. We'll be able to identify the main components and proper operation of the VPN service. In our fourth step, we will make sure those address pools are known across the network for proper routing of the return traffic into the connecting device. This is sometimes a hidden and obscure part of the configuration, as it is often assumed the VPN architecture will provide routing to its subnets. Our next step is to tune NAT, so the VPN traffic bypasses the function and is not translated. After all, VPN traffic is still private traffic, at least outside of the tunnel. It should not be subject to NAT. Let's take a look at each step in more detail. Before we start, this is our topology diagram in the top left panel. It is simple enough. It contains the VPN router, R1, and the VPN remote client, the laptop on the right side of the diagram. The internet address of this router is 192.168.1.1. The address pool we will use falls within the 10.254.254 private subnet, and it does not overlap with other subnets of the internal address architecture. Notice that we have a second router, R2, that belongs to the internal network. We will use it to demonstrate routing reachability to and from the remote VPN addresses. Right now, this router does not have an entry in its routing table pointing to the VPN address pool, so it doesn't have a way to send traffic back into the connecting devices. As usual, this diagram will remain in our top left panel for the duration of the demonstration. Now it is time to look at the configuration steps in more detail.